My name is John Palumbo. I'm the founder of a company called BigHeads Network. And like every business owner, I get asked the same two questions all the time. First one is always, what do you do? What does BigHeads Network do? And the second one is always some form of who do you work with, or who are your clients? Who are your customers? Who hires BigHeads Network? So I want to answer both those questions. I'll start with what we do, and really the mission behind BigHeads Network is very simple. I mean, we give companies, I'm talking about companies big and small, and leaders from literally every group and every team, the platform to have the bold and meaningful conversations that they need to be having, as well as to tell the inspiring and authentic stories that they need to be telling, and then selectively share them among relevant audiences. Now, where things get interesting is when we tell people that we do this by turning those conversations and those stories into podcasts. And we use podcasts, and we chose podcasts as a format because they really are the most effective, efficient, and current way to capture these stories and capture these conversations and then amplify them. But when I say podcasts, I'm not just talking about those traditional public-facing podcasts that we know and love. I'm not just talking about the ones that you listen to on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or that you watch on YouTube. We leverage podcasting in really unique and innovative ways. So, for example, we specialize in producing private and internal podcasts for companies. These are podcast shows that are tailored for and exclusively released to select audiences. So we'll do a podcast that's only released to employees at the organization or to a select team. We'll do podcasts that are only released to customers, or maybe candidates, or maybe the franchisee group. And we do this because, look, not every conversation, not every story is meant for public consumption. So that's what we do. Now, when it comes to who we work with, people ask that, and I always say, look, everyone. I mean, we work with leaders from enterprise organizations across every group and team and department. We work with small business owners and startup founders. We work with agencies. We work with consultancies. We work with coaches. And the reason why we get to partner with such a wide range of leaders and groups is because these are people that understand that releasing podcasts featuring these meaningful conversations and these authentic stories can help them drive their business and can help them meet their objectives and check the boxes that need to be checked. So I'll give you some examples. The leaders that we work with from big companies or from startup companies, startup founders, they understand how this can help them amplify their thought leadership. And we've produced podcasts that feature these small business owners and or enterprise leaders being interviewed about their core principles, their core philosophy, their superpower, that thing that got them to the place that they're at and got them to the position that they're in. And then we might take those shows and release them to the public or to the broader business community as a way for them to amplify their thought leadership, as a way for them to promote their company and to build trust among potential customers, maybe even attract talent. But at the same time, we might take those shows and only release them internally to employees as a way to inspire them, as a way to help them learn and to help them grow. The new business teams that we work with, they understand how what we do can help them acquire customers and generate leads. I mean, we've done podcast shows, public and private, where that give these new business teams and leaders the opportunity to build relationships by bringing potential targets or customers or clients onto their podcast, the podcast that we've created, as a guest. You kind of see how that works. It gives them an opportunity to invite that person on and have a deep conversation with them and then really get to know them. On the other end, if they're the potential customer, kind of a little bit of an ego boost for them. It also gives that person the opportunity to see what it's like to collaborate with this leader or even with this organization, as well as just to see how they think. And of course, the ultimate goal is that this person that they've brought on as a guest will turn into a paying client or customer. In the podcast world, this strategy is called content-based networking. Personally, I like to just kind of call it what it is, which is the ultimate business development Trojan horse. The leader development and learning and development teams that we work with, they understand how this can help them teach skills and foster ongoing learning. And in a lot of cases, we will do these limited run 3 to 5 episode, what we call pod classes for these organizations, and only release them internally. And in these conversations and pod classes, what's happening is a leader from the company might be talking with an outside thought leader or an academic or an author or an expert. And they might be talking about emerging business or industry trends or movements, or maybe emerging technologies like AI, or maybe skills that the leader and the rest of the organization need to build and to adopt. And these are a great way. Everybody right now is talking about ongoing learning and the importance of continuous learning. This is a great way to make that happen in an organization. And these learning and development and leader development people see this. Plus, I mean, let's face it. I mean, the most effective leaders these days are the ones who are forever students and always learning. The HR teams and internal communication teams that we work with, they understand how this approach can help them share authentic and transparent communications with employees. It's also a great way for them to feature all the voices from across an organization. The marketing and communication teams that we work with, they understand how this can help them build their brands. I mean, conversations are one of the most authentic forms of storytelling to use for brand building, and this can help them do that. We've also produced a lot of private podcasts exclusively for marketing teams that feature conversations with the target audience, or even people that know the target audience, like researchers. And we do this to arm them with just the insights that they need and the information that they need, and they can leverage when they're developing their messaging or campaigns. The innovation and new product development and R&D teams that we work with, they understand how this can help them just access diverse perspectives to unlock innovation for the products that they're developing and the services that they're developing. The talent acquisition and hiring teams that we work with understand how this can help them feature real voices from the company to just enhance the candidate experience. I mean, we've released podcasts exclusively to potential candidates and that feature just candid Q&As and discussions with company leaders, because candidates want to hear real voices as part of the candidate experience. I mean, they don't just want to see a job description. The sales teams and even franchise teams that we work with understand how our approach can help them share knowledge and best practices. So a sales team will do a podcast where their top salespeople will talk about the strategies that they're using that are working for them, even ways to overcome maybe customer hesitations or obstacles. Top franchisees can get on and share what's working for them across the rest of the franchisee group. The agencies and consultancies and coaches that we work with, they understand how this can help them create deeper relationships with their clients, as well as even acquire new clients or expand their product offerings. I mean, we've worked with agencies and consultancies and developed podcasts that are exclusively released to their existing client base as a perk or as a gift. And they do this just to create those deeper relationships. And they also know that if they don't do it, somebody else will probably do it. We also work with them where sometimes they white label our approaches and they use them to get new business or even bring their clients a new approach. I mean, we're like that shiny new object. When it comes to our process, we really like to keep things pretty simple. I mean, we listen to our partners' objectives. We then develop the right podcast shows for whatever audience they're looking to reach. And we'll handle all the heavy lifting. We develop the show concept. We develop the name. We develop the episodes. We enlist the guests. We write the questions. We host them when necessary. We do the recording, and most of the podcasts we do are done virtually. We do the editing. We help them with distribution. I mean, you get the idea. We pretty much basically handle everything. And one thing you should know is the majority of the podcasts that we develop are what we call limited run shows. So they have a beginning and an end. They might be 3 episodes, 5 episodes, 10 episodes. But we do this because we really don't subscribe to this whole idea that shows need to go on forever. They don't. I mean, in most cases, a limited run show is enough. Plus, this structure, it allows clients to pilot or just try out podcasting and just see if it makes sense for their organization. And lastly, I mean, look, shows that have a beginning and an end, that allows us to provide our clients with a set proposal. Here's the price. And of course, that's going to make it easier for them to manage budgets and just kind of understand where this fits in their budgets and in their plans. Now, over the years, we've worked with companies like American Express, Harman, Keurig, Korn Ferry, Panasonic, PepsiCo, TD Ameritrade, and a lot of small business partners. So what I would say is, if you would like to talk about how we might work together, or maybe even hear more examples of work that we've done for clients, big and small, maybe kick around some ideas, or even just chat about how podcasts featuring your conversations and your authentic stories could work for your team or your organization. Let's, I guess I would say, have a conversation.